Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we'll be reviewing the second set of guns for the Soviet battlecruiser Kronshtadt, an event ship that is currently no longer available in the game. However, if you do come across her, there are two options for guns. So the first one we've already gone over are what normally would be equipped with her, these being the 305mm or 12-inch guns and three triple turrets. We did not have very good luck with these guns, and honestly, I really don't know how to play this ship. You want to stay at range, but your accuracy is trash, and if you get too close, your maneuverability and armor are both trash, and so you can't really dodge many shells effectively. So yeah, I'm still not quite sure how to play this ship, but there is another option that you can equip. Instead of triple 12-inch guns, you can equip pretty much German twin 15-inch guns. Yes, so she kind of turns into a wannabe Gneisenau now, which can kind of be okay, kind of not. I don't really, I think I've used this setup maybe in 2 games, because I feel honestly that she was designed to have the 12-inch guns, so she should have the 12-inch guns. But in all honesty, the 15 should perform better. So let's see what we gain out of it. We get more HE damage, fire chance, and HE piercing, as well as AP max damage and shell weight, but we lose a bit of our fire rate. We lose some velocity as well, actually quite a bit of velocity. 100 meters per second velocity is lost for our HE and armor piercing shells when we use the 15-inch setup. But it's still an option, so let's toss her into a game and see what we can do. Alright, and here results the game. 1 carrier, quite a few battleships, and only a few cruisers, and 2 destroyers. So a very battleship heavy gun. Now honestly, these 15-inch guns are probably more apt at dealing with battleships than the 12-inch, considering we were just getting normal pen damage with the 12s, armor piercing, and not really any citadels. And the high explosive was pretty much just shattering and not getting all that much damage at all. So it was actually pretty ineffective and downright disappointing. But the 15s should treat us a little bit better. Now we do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. And we also have a heal and radar equipped, since you can only equip radar in the 3rd slot. And so we're gonna load armor piercing, which like I said should be better to deal with battleships. However, it should also be very easy to deal with cruisers with this. And we did have a reload of 17 seconds, or at least that's what I have it down to. So we should be able to spam out these shells relatively decently. Like I said, we did lose some of our fire rate from the 12-inch guns to the 15s, but if these at least do damage, then it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's move into position at 37 knots. She does struggle with the rudder and maneuverability no matter how much you buff it. That's just a characteristic of how long the ship is. She's built for speed, not for turning. Just always remember that. So we have our first victim. We have a lion. Let's see if that was a good enough shot to start with. That wasn't terrible, at least aim-wise. And we destroyed a secondary gun, but other than that, no damage at all, even after 3 hits. I'm gonna pop a radar, not because I need to, but so you can get a better understanding of how it works. So like there's a destroyer right here. I could try, yep, there she is. I could try and blind fire her, but in all honesty, it's not worth it. But the radar is there if you'd like to use it. We have a Takao starting to give us broadside, and we will make sure that that goes very, very nicely for them. I don't remember if I actually have accuracy equipped as my module or not. I might have turret rotation and reload instead of accuracy, so that's because I have the 12s instead of the 15s. If I find that I do not have the accuracy module, equipped, I would actually have that on this ship if I'm going to use the 15s. Alright, so we just sank the Takao, which is fine. The Akazuki is actually in secondary range at 5 kilometers. However, I'm not really going to win any kind of secondary brawl. I might get a little bit of damage, but nothing too substantial. Alright, we're going to try and work on these lines here in the meantime. And we're getting triple citadels, so that's quite nice. Alright, we're going to try and slow down here. Hey, we actually got a fire with our secondaries. That's decent. I'll take that. And see if we can get some citadels on this line instead. Remember, these are the same kind of... Oh, there we go. Guns that you find on Tirpitz and Bismarck and Gneisenau now. So, you know they work. It's just a question of how well do they work at this tier, since she is a tier 9 cruiser. Right? And on paper, she actually has pretty decent AA. However, in game, yeah, it remains to be seen. So we were actually able to get a secondary kill, which is kind of funny. And let's send some AP rounds out towards this Alaska and get 2 citadels. I will take that. Yes, please. And what do we have over here? One of the lines is already sunk. One's half sunk, and a Frete de Gross has been worked over. There's an enemy Kronshtadt. However, I will not get through that angle. And we're not even going to try. I think this line's going to turn to give us broadside in a moment. If she doesn't outright die from these torpedoes. We can send a few salvos. Our guns reload fast enough that I don't mind. And we were able to get a citadel and sinker. That's awesome. Alright, so... Ooh, there's a Alsace over here, too. Yep, we're gonna turn now because we can't win that fight. And surprisingly, the Kronshtadt has the 12-inch guns. That doesn't save it from citadels, though. And, yep, time to run. Our armor is not strong at all. And we still have a carrier to deal with. Which it looks like it selected us as its next target. So, we're going to hightail it out of here. Getting another citadel, mind you. And I don't think we're going to make it out. And we give the enemy Kronshtadt a secondary kill, believe it or not. Alright, so even though we did technically lose this game, I feel like this is a pretty good representation of what these guns can do. So I'm going to let this game resolve itself, and then I will see you in a moment. Alright, so the game did go on for quite a while after that, but we did end up winning. And we were able to get 213,000 damage with 3 ships sunk, 49 shell hits, 3 aircraft shot down, 12 citadels, 1 fire, 1 defended cap, and 24 secondary hits for 5,300 base XP. Now, 200,000 of that was in armor piercing alone, 3,000 was in fires, and then 10,000 from the secondary battery, which is actually quite decent considering we weren't really anywhere close to ships. Though I do think that was mainly on the Akazuki. So, yeah, I actually do think these guns are the better option if you're actually going to go for damage. However, I like authenticity, so I might still go with these. I have not really decided, but I can tell you that the 15-inch guns are better at range and to an extent mid-range. Considering you're a fast reload. Oh, I do have aiming systems equipped. So that'll work out. But yeah, as you can see, you really don't have the armor for brawls. You have maybe, was it 230 millimeters? It's about 11 inches, I think. And then maximum of 330. That's only about, yeah, it's about 13 inches. And I think 230 is actually 9 inches. So, yeah, you're not very strong armor-wise. And you could see how I was getting citadeled quite easily. The only thing that was keeping that other Kronshtadt from being citadeled out of the water is that I couldn't citadel her quick enough. I would get citadels, but not enough to actually sink her. It would be a major chunk out of her health pool, but she still had some left. She is quite a healthy cruiser. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. Like I said, I can't really give the yay or nay on these guns. Both sets are good in their own way. However, if you're looking for efficiency and actual gameplay, the 15s would be better, but she was designed with the 12s, so if you want authenticity, then I would go with the 12s. That being said, I will wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content, and tomorrow we'll be finishing up going over all other possibilities with the battleships. I don't think there's many options you can have with the battleships. I can only really think of one right now, and that is for H-42 or Kronshtadt first. We did our first video on her with the 19-inch guns, but we also have the ability to equip 16.5-inch guns. So we'll be going over that tomorrow and seeing how we can do. So again, thank you and take care.